So, hello everyone, and welcome to this new series in which we'll learn how you can create collaborative AI agents using Zynd Python SDK. And in previous video, you have seen like how you can create your collaborative AI agents using Anyten. So that was a no-code agent creation tool. So if you don't know how to code in Python or any other language, then you can use that. You can see that series on how to create agents using Anyten. But in this video, we'll learn how we'll create a simple nutrition agent which will tell you about nutrition details of any food that you ask for. So suppose matar paneer, we'll take example of matar paneer, and then it will give you a detailed information about like the overall nutrition and each nutrition of the ingredients that you'll be using in that recipe. So let me show you. So this is I'll give you a demo of what we'll create in this video. So in this video, we'll not use Zen framework. We'll just create a LangChain agent, and then we'll wrap the Zen SDK around this agent to create our provide services to other agents in the Zen network. So now the script is asking me enter your food. Uh, so suppose butter chicken. So this is uh, my example, and it will run the execution chain. So I'm using OpenAI's API key for this in LangChain, and I'm using a tool which is calling an API for getting ingredients information. So first, let me give you this demo. Okay, so now you can see it is giving me all the information about each ingredient that is present in this recipe, and then it gave me this. So this is the actual output. This is just the logs. So yeah, so the paneer has this much quantity, calories, and all these things, and then your summary about calories and carbohydrates and protein. So yeah, so you can also ask like customize information about certain ingredients, but this agent gives you nutritional information about uh, any food that you want to know about. Let's see how you can create this. Okay, so in order to create this, you first have to create a virtual environment. So we'll create a virtual env, then we'll name it .venv, and we are using Python version 3.12. So this is the Python version which I'm using. So if you get any error, make sure that you are in this version, or in general, like 3.12 also works. You don't have to actually match this exact version. Okay, so now our virtual environment is created, uh, and I'll deactivate my old virtual environment. So yeah, deactivate. Yeah, so now my old virtual environment is deactivated, and then I'll do source venv, and this command is different for Windows. The source command to act in order to activate your virtual environment, it is different for Mac OS and Linux and Windows. So Mac OS and Linux has same commands, but Windows has a different command. So just chat gpt 8 venv bin activate. Okay, so now my virtual environment is activated, and for this video, since we are not using Zen, so we are in next video we'll wrap this agent with Zen. But now we are creating a simple LangChain agent, and these are the things that you have to install. One is OpenAI LangChain integration, then LangChain Core, LangChain Classic, and LangChain. And then we are using Python.env to get this my OpenAI API key, which is present in my .env. Okay, so everything is installed. Now I'll create a main.py. Okay, now I'll create a function that gets information about a certain ingredient, and for this we'll be using this edam API key. So you can go to this portal or you can go to this website. You can just sign up and then just choose a developer account so that it is free. You don't have to pay anything because developer account is free. And then you just log in and then go to accounts, and then you'll find this API keys and application ID, all of these things. And then you can query this API. So you can query this API with the ingredients. So this is the API key, which sorry, this is the API which you want to which you have to actually call. Okay, so now we'll write a code to call this API. So we'll import requests, and then we'll go with app ID, and this is my app ID, and yeah, this is my app ID, and this is my app key, API key, sorry. Yeah, and then we'll create a function called get nutrition, and I'll copy it from here. And okay, so I'll not write everything because it is pre-written. I'll explain you what this code is doing. So the first thing is we have to call this API, which is EDAM, and then this is like we are accessing the nutritional data. So there are two more entities that you can query, but for this video we are querying the nutrition data entity. And then this will be the parameters for this is given in the documentation, or you can just like use any AI tool to get the actual like parameters that you can query. So we are passing app ID, then app key in the parameters, and then the ingredient name. So the ingredient name, the ingredient is not matar paneer or butter chicken. The ingredient is the individual item that you are in that recipe. So you can't just like add the whole food name and get the nutritional information. Yeah. Also for this we have to import from typing import dect. Okay, so yeah, now this error is gone. Okay, so now we'll be using request, and we'll be making a get request in this. Yep. And after this we'll get the data. So this will be the data, and from the JSON. So after this API is called, you will get a JSON response, and that response I'm storing it in this data variable. And if I print this data and call this get nutrition with suppose one apple. So apple is one ingredient and not a whole food. I mean, it is a whole food kind of, but it is also an ingredient. So if I call this python main.py. Okay, wait, I have to check if my credentials are okay. Yeah, so you can see the API gave me this response. If I go to any uh, JSON formatter, JSON, okay, and I paste it here, process, then you can see this is the whole format. And in the ingredients I got like the text one apple, and then passed information about the quantity, the whole measurements, and the nutritional information here. So you can see the nutrition, fat, how much is the fat, and all of these things. So cool, our API is working now. We want to use this API as a tool in my in our LangChain agent, right? but uh, but we want to return a response. And what will be the response? The response would be a JSON from this get nutrition, and that JSON will contain information about fat, protein, and all of these things. But we want to parse it. We don't want to pass all of this information, because like if you are, because this will take lots and this will take, oh sorry, yeah, this will take too much tokens. So we only want necessary information, so we'll parse that information. And for that we'll just do like, we'll pass the information using this code. And what this code does is it checks if like ingredients is present, then return the ingredients directly, else you have to do this. So this is because like for certain um, ingredients, the API response is different, and for certain it is different. So that's why we have added, but I only found two kind of responses. That's why I have like two statements here. One is if, and then other one is else. And then I got the nutritions here, and then we'll return this response from here, and the response will be the ingredient, the calorie, protein, carbs, and fat, and weight. Okay, and if I just like result and then print this result, and then I rerun the script. So you can see the app ingredient is one apple, and then the calorie and all of these information. Cool. So our tool is completed. The function which we'll be using as tool in our LangChain agent is completed. Now we'll create our LangChain agent, and for this we have to import. We have to first create our LLM. Which LLM we'll be using? So for LLM we'll be using Chat OpenAI, right? So we'll be using Chat OpenAI, and for that I have to import from LangChain OpenAI import Chat OpenAI. So this is a class that interacts with OpenAI's API, and then I'll be defining the model name, which will be GPT 40 then mini. So we'll be using the mini model, and the temperature would be 0. We don't want to, so temperature is basically how how strict you want your model to be in terms of creativity. I mean, in terms of exploring or hallucinating. So if your temperature is 0, then your model will not hallucinate too much. But if it is like 10, so it will explore different paths, but most probably it will gonna hallucinate at some point. So for this video it's a like very simple task, right? So for that we don't need any exploration or all of the things. So temperature is 0 for this. Then we'll define our prompt. So what will be the prompt? We have to create a prompt template, right? So for that we'll be using chat prompt template. Wait, I'll import it from this will be from LangChain core. LangChain core dot prompts. We'll import chat prompt template. Yeah, this is the chat prompt template, and then messages placeholder. So this is basically for dynamic values in the chat prompt templates. Chat prompt template dot from messages. So we are creating a template which will be used by our agent, and the template will be like this. So we have our, yeah, so first we need, yeah, so it will be a list. So first is our system message, system message. So I'll copy it from here. Yeah, so the system message will be, oh wait, this will be list and not dictionary, sorry. So this will be our system message. Okay, so the system message is you are a nutritional assistant steps. So I've written steps like you have to break down the dish name into the ingredients and all of these things, and then you have to use the tool to find information about each ingredient. So this is our system message. Now we want human message. So the human message would be, it will be same again. We'll add human, and the human message would be the input that we'll be taking. So this will be the input, and okay, yeah, it's a list. So, okay, and the last message would be basically the message placeholder, which is the dynamic value that we want to add here. And the dynamic value will be the agent CRATC scratchpad. So you'll know that what is this agent scratchpad, but yeah. Yeah, so we are adding just a dynamic value. If the agent wants to add anything into the chat prompt template, then the agent can add it. This is not a human value that we are passing. The actual human value that we are passing is will be basically the food's name. So it will be chicken biryani, suppose, like that, and that chicken biryani will be added in, replaced with this variable, and this placeholder is for agent to add more details into this chat prompt template by itself if it wants to add. Okay, so now this is done, and then we want to create so our LLM is done, our prompt template is done. So LLM and prompt template will be combined to create an agent. But for that, agent will have to use certain tools, right? Because we want our agent to use this tool, get nutrition, to call the API, and for that we have to create a tool object also. So for that we'll be using a variable to store our tools, and the tools would be get nutrition. And to use tools, we have to mark our function by a decorator, which is called from LangChain.tools import tool. So this is a decorator which adds additional functionality, additional information to this tool, like what we are taking input as and all these things. So we'll be using this get nutrition tool. So now our tool is also done. Now we can create our tool calling agent. So for that, we'll do agent and then create tool calling agent, and we have to import this from. So we'll be importing this from LangChain classic dot agents import create tool calling agent. Okay, and then agent executor. Okay. Hmm. Oh wait, we don't need agent executor. Okay, so create tool calling agent, and then our LLM would be our OpenAI LLM, and then our prompt would be our prompt template that we just created, and then our tools would be the tools list of tools that we just added here. And then that's it. We can just run this agent. I'll do while true, and then user input would be a input, enter food name. So this will be our input, and then we'll be invoking response, then agent dot invoke, and then our input. So this will be our input, and I want to, oh wait, our input would be user input, and then I'll print this response. That's it. We'll print this response, and then we'll run this. Okay, also I have to import the .env also, because that contains my OpenAI API key. So we'll also do import from .env import load env. So we'll load the environment variables here so that that API key can be used. Okay. Okay. Oh, we have to actually provide a comment of like what this tool is doing, I guess. Yeah. So this is important because this lets your LLM know that okay, what this function does. So I'm giving the information like a description of this tool and then an example. Food name would be Matar Paneer. Okay. Mm, one more error, which is agent.invoke. I think for this we need an agent executor. So we'll agent executor, and then our our agent would be our agent, and then tools would be the tools that we'll be using, and we'll add verbose is equal to true so that we know that what is happening in each step of the agent execution process. Okay, so our executor is created. Now we'll invoke this agent executor with this command. So agent executor dot invoke, and then our input, and then we'll add response, and then we take out the output because we need the output only. Output, okay, clear. Okay, so our agent executor chain is running. You can see it broke down the ingredients in like the all these responses, sorry, requests, and it actually first queried for 100 gram of paneer, and then spinach, and then 1 tablespoon oil, ginger, garlic. So first it broke down the whole recipe into multiple ingredients, and then it is individually querying nutritional information about that ingredient, and then it actually generated a summary. So this is logs, so you can just turn off the verbose to false, and then you will only get this thing. So now you know that, okay, what is the total calorie, total protein, and all this information for the food that you will be eating tonight. So definitely follow this tutorial and create this super cool, very easy to make LangChain agent. You can add more information, you can add more tools. Suppose you can add API to get a recipe of any, uh, because currently it is only using its core knowledge that is this model is trained on, to basically divide the ingredients, this recipe into ingredients. But the ingredients, or basically the recipe, can be different from the actual recipe. So make sure to use, you can add another API, you can use another API to get information about the recipe and each ingredients, and then you can we have this get nutrition tool to query information about each ingredient. So thanks for watching. In the next video we'll learn how you can actually create a collaborative agent. So we'll be using this agent and then wrapping the Zynd SDK around this agent, and then this your agent can serve this, because we are using CLI here, right? But if you wrap your agent with Zynd SDK, then anyone in the Zynd network can use your agent to get nutritional information about any food. Thanks for watching.